Assalamualaikum and hi. I will start with history of the intermittent fasting diet. Fasting is an ancient tradition having been practiced by many cultures and religions over centuries. Therapeutic intermittent fasts for the treatment of obesity were investigated since at least 1915. A type of periodic fasting was introduced by Michael Harvey and Mark Manson and popularized in the UK and Australia by Michael Mosley around 2012.
Intermittent fasting is an eating pattern where you cycle between periods of eating and fasting. You can do this by skipping breakfast, eating your first meal at noon and your last meal at 8 p.m. Then you are technically fasting for 16 hours every day and restricting your eating to an 8 hours eating window. This is the most popular form of intermittent fasting known as the 68 method.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Sarah binti Abdul Rahim. I will proceed to the concept of diet, fat. The fat we get from practicing this diet is low fat. When a person fasts, this can burn the fat that is in their body which cannot be burned if in a state of eating. Because people's insulin levels are low when they fast, it is much easier for your body to burn fat. Our bodies are rarely in this fat burning condition since we don't enter the fast state until 12 hours following our previous meal. This is one of the reasons why many people who begin intermittent fasting lose weight without changing their diet, amount of food consumed, or frequency of activity.
I proceed to talk about protein. A combination of fasting and frequent high-protein meals may help to burn fat. A protein fasting diet combined with intermittent fasting lead to more fat loss according to a study, and there is evidence by researchers that a high-protein diet can aid weight loss and increase participant fat-free mass percentage. The best food to eat while intermittent fasting is like avocado, potatoes, veggies, fish, seafoods, whole grains, nuts, and fermented foods.
Hi, I will proceed with the concept of diet, carbohydrates. So in intermittent fasting, carbohydrates is acceptable. It is the main source of energy and it is usually taken before somebody started the intermittent fasting. It is wise to take in a moderate amount and it does not affect the fasting itself because it gives energy to the person.
Do's and don'ts of intermittent fasting. There are a few different ways to fast. Firstly, the key to being successful is to listen to your body. Listen to that and eat something if you feel the need. Second, you need to eat foods that are high in the fiber content and fatty foods that are high in healthy fats. For the don'ts, firstly, during the eating fast, don't limit your calorie intake because it can make your body to crave more foods and break your fast. Second, during the eating fast, you need to avoid binge eating because you will increase the calorie consumption. Lastly, when fasting, avoid overworking your body to the point of exhaustion.
Greeting everyone, my name is Saida Tubalkis binti Muhammad Khalid. Let me tell you guys what kind of food that we can consume and avoid during this diet. Unsaturated fats, which is a good fat, it can help our body feel full throughout the day. So, what kind of food that we can get unsaturated fat? You can consume avocado. Now, let's move on to the food that we should avoid. Saturated fat mainly comes from animal sources like red meat and full-fat dairy products like butter. Saturated fat is not good for our body because it will increase our cholesterol and increase the risk of cardiovascular disease.
Here comes to the effectiveness of intermittent fasting based on scientific evidence. We have two figures. The first one was Mark Mason, a neuroscientist from Johns Hopkins University. His study shows that intermittent fasting can protect organs from chronic disease such as this. And the second figure was Krista Vardy, a professor of nutrition from University of Illinois Chicago. Her study has revealed 3% to 8% weight reduction over 3 to 8 weeks. It also could decrease blood pressure, insulin resistance, cholesterol levels, and triglyceride level, and itch.
The non-effectiveness of intermittent fasting based on scientific evidence by Dr. Ethan Weiss, a cardiologist in UCSF Department of Medicine, saying that in advance testing in fat mass, lean mass, fasting glucose, and fasting insulin did not affect the changes on intermittent fasting. Overall, the outcome was really definitive whether intermittent fasting is safe for people over 60 or those with chronic ailments like diabetes and on medications.
We move on to the last part, which is 3 links groups of social media that giving more information regarding the intermittent fasting. Firstly, we have Facebook account. It is a private group, however, one can join if they want to know a lot of information regarding intermittent fasting. Next is Instagram account. It is a public account whereby there is people sharing their journey on intermittent fasting. Lastly, we have the TikTok. TikTok is not actually a group, but there's a bunch of people that keeps sharing regarding their information while they are on the intermittent fasting journey.